Hello everyone, my name is the RetroDen, and today I'm here to talk about something that bothers a lot of trophy hunters, and you have probably already seen it in the title. I'm here to give you some tips about the first playthrough. Now, what do I mean, or what exactly is that first playthrough I'm referring to? So, if you have been trophy or achievement hunting for a while, you probably know that some games take more than one playthrough to complete. Now, that can be for a wide variety of reasons. And we're talking some reasons like non-stackable difficulties. For example, what I mean by stackable difficulties is that once you play the hardest difficulty in the game, the other difficulties that are below it should unlock. But that's not the case for every game, and some games you need to play all the way through each difficulty in order to unlock certain achievements or trophies. Now, the other reason is that you are too deep into a playthrough before you decide to 100% the game and you miss some missable achievements that you can only get by also replaying the game. What are other factors that can also impact this? Maybe games that require you to go to a second playthrough to unlock things in the same save file. The best example I can give you off the top of my head is Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 1 has a trophy in which you have to craft weapons using souls of bosses, in which you can only kill once per run, so you have to keep going into New Game Plus to then unlock the weapons, killing the bosses a second time. Now, I'm here to give you some tips on how you can make this easier on yourself. And this can bother a lot of people that don't know how to approach it, so I'm here to give you around 2 solutions, depending on what kind of trophy hunter you are, to approach the problem or the question of the first playthrough. Because maybe you are asking yourself, man, how should I approach this first playthrough? In one sense, I don't like to get spoiled with the trophies or achievements and like to have a playstyle that's more indicated towards clearing up in the end game, but on the other hand, you're scared you're going to have to play a game more than once and you don't want to do it the second time around. I'm an example of that. I am someone who, if preferred, if it's not a game that I really love, I won't play the second playthrough. And there's also a solution, or at least not really a solution, but something I can give you to ease your mind around those parts that I'm going to talk about in a little bit. Now, let's give you the first solution for all you min-maxers out there that like to get everything in one go. So, the first solution is pretty simple for that first playthrough. You will have to follow a guide and get spoiled, either if you want it or not. So, the only way you can guarantee that you won't get missable achievements missed on that first playthrough, and the best way to approach it if you want to min-max is trying to get all the missable achievements in that first playthrough by following a guide that you maybe found on PlayStation Trophies or Power Picks or PlayStation Profiles, and that's the best way to approach the question of the missable achievements. Completing all these missable achievements on the first playthrough is also good to do so, because if you are required to go into a second playthrough, you already have everything in the game and you probably have min-maxed your character. Most of the cases in which you can go into a second playthrough through New Game Plus, you keep all of your stuff such as gear, abilities, and everything you collected like items from the current playthrough, which makes the second playthrough way faster the second time around. And my honest opinion when it comes to you being forced to do a second playthrough is that that first playthrough is required for you to get everything so that you can just smash through the entirety of the game in the second playthrough and skip all cutscenes and get to the end as fast as possible. Now, this is the solution I take with most of my games that require me to go into New Game Plus, because as much as I want to play some games more than once, I either have to do it by skipping all the cutscenes or just making huge breaks between playing them for the first time or the second. I know that's something I'm doing right now with games like The Witcher, in which I have played it already one time and I will need to play it like 2 more times because I want to complete it on the PlayStation, and the first time I played it was on the PC, and I'll get to that once I take a big break from having played it the first time. And that leads me into my second approach to the first playthrough, which is for all of you who are more relaxed and casual about the hobby and don't want to be playing playthroughs back to back and hyper focusing on your first playthrough. And my opinion is that you will have to forfeit that min-maxing. If you want to play the first playthrough as casually as you can, my best bet for you is that you have to understand that you probably will miss some stuff and you will be forced to play the game again, even if the game hasn't required you to play a lot of playthroughs. Now, the question, it always depends if the game has missable trophies or if it requires more than one playthrough, or does it have cleanup after the end game or not, and it depends on the type of game that it is, if it has chapter select or not. It depends on a lot of factors. But if you don't want to bother yourself, my tip for all of those who want to relax and have a more chill approach to it is that you should play your first playthrough without any attention to guides or what the trophy list is. Unlock whatever you unlock throughout your journey, and then when it comes to the end, you take a look at the trophy list, see how feasible it is to complete it in a short notice or in a long-term notice, so deciding if it's something you are ready to go into right after finishing that first playthrough or not. And that's the only way to use the chill approach of completing this first playthrough, is just playing the game for fun, which in my opinion is the best way to do so, unless you're really not down to play it again for one or two missable trophies, which will happen sometimes. Sometimes we will have to play an entire game again just to get one trophy that maybe is even a bronze trophy for getting a new game plus playthrough on any difficulty of the game. But yeah, in any case, you can also use tips from the first playthrough. Even if you take a huge break from the first playthrough into the new game plus playthrough, you just have to take it chill, and even if you are playing at your own pace, skip the cutscenes or watch everything over again to maybe get another opinion on the game, but don't force yourself to ruin that first playthrough for yourself. Now, all of this depends on if you want to min-max and get the game out of the way as quick as possible, or take a more relaxed approach to your first playthrough. If you have any questions, I can help. I'll be free to talk in the comments about it. I'd love to hear what your approach to a first playthrough of a game is, and if you use a guide or not. And I'll see you guys around. Other than that, this has been the Retro Den, and I'm out.